The SEAF army is fighting along us Helldivers for the first time in Helldivers 2 at the moment. And in this video, I want to go over how to get the most out of these soldiers to better spread managed democracy. If this is your first time with the channel, consider hitting that like and subscribe button, and let's get into it. Now first, let's go over the basics. What is SEAF? SEAF stands for Super Earth Armed Forces, and more specifically, we're dealing with the Army branch. Now at the moment, these soldiers come in 3 variations. You have the regular soldier, you have the communication soldier, and then there's a regular soldier that has an EAT. Now outside of using that EAT, they are all equipped with a base liberator. No scope, no attachments, but it spreads democracy just fine. Additionally, these soldiers will also throw grenades. But I gotta tell you, I think Super Earth should invest in a gym for these guys because they have a noodle arm. As in, they don't throw these grenades very far, and there's a good chance it won't even reach their target. Other than that, the soldiers equipped with an EAT will actually use it against a heavy target, but it's a one-time use. After that, they will just be a regular soldier. Now, before we jump into how they stack up against the Illuminate forces, let's go over how to interact with them and what they can and cannot do. Prior to the latest update, our only interaction with these SEAF soldiers has been basically the aftermath of an invasion. Well, now we can fight alongside them and interact with them. So what are the basics? Well, you can do some fun emotes with them, like salute at them and they will salute back. You can plant down the one true flag in front of them. They will also salute that as well. But other than those fun RP interactions, what can they tangibly do with us? Well, at the moment, there's only 2 orders we can give them. That is to follow us, and that is to wait. Now, when they are following us, I find that the best way to basically not lose them is to keep it to a jog. Now, if you sprint, they will sprint after you, but there's a good chance they're going to get peeled off by wandering boatless or something like that. I would love for in a future update that if you have soldiers following you and you mark a target, they would go after that target, but at the moment, yeah, they don't do that. Additionally, they will not interact with any of your emplacement stratagems or vehicles. So if you jump into a recon vehicle and you sit by them hoping they're going to jump in and get on that heavy machine gun, currently they will not. So we've gone over the basics of these soldiers. Okay, so how do they stack up against the Illuminate forces? And the answer to that is surprisingly well. So if we're going through the squid roster here, let's start at the top. Let's start with the boatless. The SEAF soldiers absolutely decimate these boatless. Even if a boatless reinforcement is called right on top of the soldiers, they can still handle themselves and take out a lot of these guys. Give them the appropriate range and they're going to have no trouble covering you. Now after the boatless, there's the flesh mob. And to my surprise, they actually stack up pretty good against this thing. They will consider the flesh mob a heavy target and use an EAT on it. So as long as a flesh mob doesn't get the jump on them, they can handle themselves. Now what I found the most surprising is how they stack up against the overseers. And because the base liberator is pretty powerful, these soldiers can actually go toe-to-toe with the overseers. Now where our NPC allies will really struggle is against harvesters, stingrays, and of course leviathans. They do not do well against artillery or air units, and they simply just don't carry enough firepower to handle themselves against these more deadly threats. Now technically, if you gather enough of these soldiers with EAT rockets, yes, they can kill anything heavy-wise. But since we can't customize them and they don't prioritize your target, I don't consider this a viable option if you go against something like a harvester. Now I know some of you are thinking, I'm playing on these higher tier difficulties and these soldiers, they just get absolutely destroyed. But I want you to take a look at this firefight that I captured in the streets, and then you can make up your own opinion. Now, what do I want to see in the future when it comes to these SEAF soldiers? Because I do think this is priming us for the ability to call these soldiers in as a stratagem choice. There is a stratagem in the game files that will basically call down these soldiers, but again, it's not something that's actually given to us yet. But if and when that happens, I would love if these guys knew how to prioritize our target, had a little bit of better AI when it comes to throwing their grenades, and maybe we're able to interact with some of our stratagems like our recon vehicles. Because I don't know about you guys, but I fondly remember playing Halo Combat Evolved, and the first time you get a Warthog and having the Marines jump in with you, that was a fun time. And actually playing co-op, my buddy would tell me to ride shotgun so a Marine could be on the Gatling gun because he thought the AI did a better job. And you know what? He was kind of right. And lastly here, just a quick overview if you want to get the most out of our new allies here. I would grab between like 4 and 6 of them and then go at a slow pace. That way one of them doesn't get peeled off from the back from like a random enemy. And kind of as their squad leader, I would pick off the really deadly targets, stuff like harvesters, make sure the stingrays, you take those out and help out with flesh mobs. Now, those of you who like to play a medic class are probably wondering if the stim pistol has any sort of synergy with our allies here. And unfortunately, in my testing, I did not find that we could heal these guys. So hopefully they change that in a future update. But that's the video, y'all. If you made it this far, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Peace and take care.